This video will continue our discussion of Mendelian inheritance. Now that we have been introduced to Mendel's studies and his findings, it's easy to see that the laws he developed were foundational to our understanding of genetics in most eukaryotic organisms. Interestingly, many of the mutations that led to allele differences in Mendel's work were loss of function alleles, which are those that code for a defective protein product. The resulting phenotype of these loss of functions alleles, though, often gives us clues as to what this particular protein does. Most of these loss of function alleles are inherited recessively because one copy of a normal allele is often enough to produce the protein product needed for that dominant phenotype. The discovery of chromosomes as the unit of heredity was a major breakthrough, as you might imagine. It showed us how genes can segregate and independently assort during reproduction, as Mendel had shown mathematically. Of course, Mendel knew nothing about chromosomes, but his unchanged particles, as they were called, that were inherited, were great predictors of chromosomes. Our chromosomes carry all our genes, and through mapping these genes to chromosomes, we can better understand our inheritance patterns. So, the discovery of chromosomes plus the timely rediscovery of Mendel's data led to the chromosome theory of inheritance, which states that inheritance patterns of traits can be explained by the transmission patterns of chromosomes during meiosis and fertilization. Within this theory are five main tenets. The first is that chromosomes contain the genetic material. Indeed, they are made of DNA plus proteins. The second is that chromosomes are replicated and passed from parent to offspring. Also, during this process, chromosomes remain independent of one another. Again, check on both of these points. The third tenet is that the nuclei of most eukaryotes contain homologous pairs of chromosomes, that is, they're diploid. And fourth, during the formation of gametes, these chromosomes segregate independently. Lastly, each parent contributes a set of chromosomes to their offspring. So let's look at Mendel's two laws in the context of chromosomes. In the law of segregation, homologous chromosomes separate and one, but not both, are passed along to the offspring. That is indeed what we observe happening in meiosis, where only one of a homologous pair of chromosomes gets passed along to an offspring from a parent. The law of independent assortment also makes sense in the context of chromosomes and meiosis. Recall that this law states that different traits are inherited independently of one another. Indeed, if the genes for these traits are located on different chromosomes, this holds true in the context of meiosis. Random alignment of homologous chromosomes across the metaphase plate in meiosis 1 shows how different genes are inherited independently of one another. And this figure illustrates this law of independent assortment using chromosomes.